Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how to edit your WordPress website. The first step is going to be logging in. Behind the domain name in your URL bar, type in wp-admin. This is where you'll put in your username and password that we had supplied to you earlier. If you're on a computer that you're okay with caching cookies and remembering you staying logged in, you can click Remember Me. Or if you're on a public computer, you can just leave this box unticked, and when you log out, you won't be logged in. First thing you'll see when you log in is the dashboard. Your user profile is in the top right corner. If you ever need to change your email address or generate a new password for yourself, this is where you would do that. Scroll down, you'll find your email. A little bit farther, under Account Management, you'll see Generate Password. Or log out everywhere else if you may suspect that you've been logged into another computer. This in the top left corner is how we get back to the dashboard. The website's name in the top left corner is a toggle between the front end and the back end of the website. So if you click on the name, it will load the front end of your website. I often like to have both the front end and the back end open at the same time. So then when I make an edit back here on a page or something, then I'll just hit refresh and then see what it looks like. Alright. You will probably be spending most of your time in media, pages, and posts. First, let's go over the media library. This is where all of your website's images, PDFs, and documents are stored. So if you have a bunch of pictures that you want to load on ahead of time, prior to editing, you can add them in here. You just click Add New, select Files, or you can drag them into this box. Pages is going to be all the pages of your website. So here we see Contact. Front page denotes that this is the home page of the website, and anything that says draft behind it is not public. So let's say you're on your home page and you notice something is outdated or misspelled, or you have a new service or something, you want to change something. You can navigate to that page through the Pages tab in the dashboard and click Edit, or while you're on the front end of the website, you can just click Edit Page over top of the page that you want to edit. Both of these will bring up the page editor. After you've made any edits to the page that you want to see what they look like, all you have to do is hit Preview Changes. This will open up a new tab that is not live to the public. You can tell by all of these extra numbers and words behind the domain name, letting you know that this is just a preview and is not published. And you can look at what's happened and say, oh, that's perfect, that's what I want. Then back on the page, you hit Update, and then your edits will be made live. If you do something that is like a mistake, what if you delete one of these things or something, you're like, oh no, they're all gone, like I'm just doing there. If we leave the page before hitting Update, nothing I did will be saved. See, now it's asking me, do I sure want to leave? I've made changes. Well, yes, I want to leave, because I just deleted a bunch of things. So now when I go back, all of those sections that I just deleted are back. They're not actually gone because I didn't click Update. So that's a nice little undo feature. Posts are going to be exactly the same as pages. They are just in a different section. And these will populate a blog page dynamically. So here we see the post is laid out the same way as a page. Alright, this website is equipped with Divi theme and Divi builder. So now we'll talk about some of the things needed to edit a Divi website. There are a couple different ways we can do this based on what you're comfortable with. You can edit right here in the dashboard of your website. Here you'll see the different columns and rows that are the sections on your website. You can edit these right here by clicking on the three little bars over top of the module that you want to edit. And this will bring up, if it's a text widget, it'll be a rich text editor, just like this one, where we have different sizes of text, different colors of text, bold, italics, text align, that sort of thing. We can type in any kind of edits or information added we want there. And then once we're happy with what we've done, we can hit save and exit, or we can just hit the X if we don't want to save anything and we just want to go back to the way it was, which is what I'm going to do. All of these modules are drag and droppable. You just grab your four corner arrows and they can be slid around and put in new spots. They also can all be duplicated by hitting the two squares. You can also, from the front end, use the Divi visual builder. This can be kind of nice for people who are more visually acute. We'll click Enable Visual Builder instead of clicking Edit Page. This enables us to edit text while we're looking at it. So instead of finding which row and which column we're at, we can just click in the text and make an edit. Just like that. We can also use hotkeys like Command or Control-Z undo while editing in the builder. If we want to do something more complicated than what these will allow, you can hover over the section and hit the little cogwheel, and this will open that rich text editor. And here we can make more detailed edits to the text. This is another kind of widget. These are image widgets. This is the image location, and if we want to change this out for a different picture, we would just hit upload, and then this pops up our media library. And then here we can either select those preloaded images, or if we haven't put one on there yet, we can do upload file from here. And then select files and choose an image. And just like in the back end, we can either exit without saving or click the check mark for save. Some images are placed like this one is a background image. So this is not an image widget, it's just the background of a section. So if we click on this background, and here's our image. And then the same thing, we can just click on it and then upload a file or find one that we've already loaded in the media library. So sometimes images are not placed in the same way. Like this one is another image widget. This is image/icon, so we have text. This is our title. And then down here, image and icon. There we go. So then we would hit upload and swap that image out. So images can be placed in a bunch of different ways. Some things like this top section here is a slider that is placed with a short code. And you don't need to know what that means necessarily, but what that does mean is in this builder they don't always preview correctly. So just because this is pushed over doesn't mean it's actually going to look that way. The builder is accurate 95% of the time, but sometimes it'll push things around as it's loading all these edit modules and stuff. Alright, and when you're done, you can click on this purple circle in the bottom, and it'll bring up these options, and over here on the right is the Save button, and so you'd want to click that. Or just hit Exit if you don't want to save what you've worked on. And then when you're done with that, you hit exit Visual Builder. It gives you one more chance. Yes, discard and exit. Last thing I want to touch on is how to edit links. You may have a website that has a button in it, like this one does. So we will use the Visual Builder, hover over the element we want to edit, and here we have our button, and right here it has a link. And this is pointing at a page inside of our website called Floor Plans. Let's say we need to update this to something else. Let's close for now, and let's find that other page. Let's say we want it to go to news now. Let's click on news, get our URL, copy, go back to the page where our button is that we need to edit, edit page, you'll notice the first time I was using the Visual Builder, now I'm using the Backend Builder. Either of them work fine. This one loads faster, so sometimes it's a little easier to use the Backend Builder, but you'll notice that either way, when you click on the three little line button, our module settings are going to be the same. So here's our floor plans link, and right here we would just paste. Then we would hit save and exit. But since this is a tutorial, I'm not going to do that. And then when we were done with that, we would hit update the page. Then we would view the page. And we would be able to click on our link and it would be updated. And that is how you edit Divi.